Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel, and here we are at Saturday Happenings, the first Saturday Happenings for the month of February. It's already February 4th. I can't believe, like, January went by fast, but January was super cool. There was a bunch of good videos happening in January. But anyway, if you're new here, I appreciate you joining me, and if you're new to my channel, I just want to let you know, so my channel covers a whole variety of subjects. When I started my channel like 10 years ago, it was for food preservation specifically, because I was so, I guess, stunned and amazed at what is online. And so many people look to YouTube for making sure, like, to learn things. And I was really surprised at how many canning videos were out there that were not safe practices. And yes, there's rogue canners and you can do what you want in your own kitchen, but I just felt it was important to try to make sure and to encourage people to use approved recipes and approved methods so that if you ever have to use your food in an emergency, you can feel pretty confident that you're not going to create a second emergency. So my channel started out as that. We do a little traveling, so I started doing a little videos on that. I love to craft and sew, and if it's a craft, I want to try it. So I started doing videos on that. I'm an essential oil. I don't sell them, but I have used essential oils for so many things for so many years. I started showing some of that, which, by the way, this is on my list to tell you, but I'm going to tell you now. Because in my Saturday videos, I will review kind of the videos I did earlier in the week and kind of talk about the videos that I've already got ready for the next week and some ideas I have for more future videos. But I like to take comments to kind of help guide where that interest is. So I have done essential oils for a really long time. I've used them in all kinds of things. And so somebody messaged me and said, or they commented that they wished I would do some videos on the essential oil cleaning products, because I do not use, and I cannot tell you how many years it's been since I've purchased a cleaning product, like, you know, a house cleaning product at the store. I make them all and it's wonderful, and I just feel so good using them. So somebody said, I wish you would show that. So that's kind of on my mind coming up. So hold on. So anyway, I'm excited about doing that video because I realized I've done all kinds of essential oil videos, recipes, but not one just specifically for cleaning products. And I have my list, so I'm going to go over my list. First, a couple things I want to talk about, things that are happening for the month of February. Number one, don't forget the first Tuesday of every month is the Shelf Stable collaboration. This has been going on for months. Gosh, I want to say close to a year now. Anyway, Prepper Potpourri thought it would be a great idea for all of us that actually use our pantry food to show recipes using only pantry items, for if some reason you could never get to the store, what real food, real meals and stuff you could use instead of just like piecemealing things and eating them, to actually put things together to create a wholesome, attractive, and appetizing food or dish. And so it's really cool because in the description of that, all of us that are participating, there's a list of everyone that's participating. If you look back on my playlist, there's a collaboration one and you'll see the Shelf Stables. But there's also a link so that you can print out a cover that you can put in like a notebook to create, and then all of us have the recipes so they're printable. So you could literally create a cookbook that is specifically from Shelf Stable foods. The only fresh item that is allowed is eggs, because so many people have chickens. If you don't, you can always use the powdered egg that you may have on your pantry shelf. So that's the first Tuesday of every month. So good. The second one is February is always fun because Anna over at the Fermented Homestead is doing a collaboration called it's called Fermented February, and it's fun because a bunch of us do collaborations, and then she's got some cool giveaways too on that, because there's a company that has worked with her and they've got some really great giveaways, and she's got some good giveaways. But it's not about the giveaways, it's really about the education, like learning about it. So there is the Fermented February, so check that out. That's cool. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is, I know if you look back a couple weeks, I did a video where it says meet Bunny. She's my podcast buddy. Well, Bunny always wanted to do a podcast, and she wasn't really sure how to get about it. And actually setting up an official podcast with the microphones and all that stuff is a lot. So she, we talked about it, and she knows I had some little bit of experience with YouTube. So she asked me if I'd be involved. So I said, sure. I love this kind of stuff. And so we did the very first podcast started. It was last week. It was on the 2nd. And it was, what we do is we just sit there for maybe 15 to 30 minutes. They're not very long, and it's just talk. We talk about a subject. And this past one was gift baskets. And it's just ideas or things you can put in them or reasons to give a gift basket. It was just our chatting. And that's fun because I am never at a loss for words. And I really don't think Bunny is either. So we had a good time doing that video. And so the first and third Thursday of every month is going to be a quick little podcast. It's going to be fun to watch. So I'd love it for you to go over, subscribe. It's like a Bunny's thing. I'm just there helping her. And the podcast, the name of, excuse me, the name of the channel is called Spoons, Forks, and Sometimes Knives. And the reason that title is there, because we're going to talk about everything fun that's food, fun, like she's a quilter, crafting. So really those are the things we'll talk about, like kitchen stuff and food stuff. And we've got already 4 done and scheduled, and they're already scheduled to come up, and they'll cover subjects like this last one was gift baskets. We talk about, one of them is quilting. It's just fun. Okay. It's just fun. So go subscribe and watch the first video on Spoons, Forks, and Sometimes Knives. So fun. So now I've got all that information out of the way. Oh, I have another bit of information for you. And this is big. All of you that watched Canuary, like, that collaboration is the coolest collaboration. And again, I'm going to tell you, when we have a collaboration, if it's a collaboration that has the logo, if it's something, look for the logo in the thumbnails if you want to make sure that you're watching or that you're not missing anything that's in that collaboration. But Canuary was rocking. It was so good. There were so many, it was just cool. And I really feel blessed to be a part of Canuary every year, just because I think it's so much fun. But Lisa over at Sutton's Days, who puts together Canuary, had this, like, she was talking to Anna, and they were like, this is such a good idea. So Lisa she announced this on her giveaway for Canuary, and I missed that. I don't know why I don't remember hearing her say that, because I was watching that. Anyway, I must have got distracted with Snickers or something, because I remember I had to get up and go do something with him. But anyway, she has got a collaboration called Make It March coming up. And Make It March is going to be kind of like a part 2 of Canuary. What it is actually using the canned foods, because those of us that do food preservation get a lot of requests like, okay, so what do you do with it? Like, what can I make with it? So Make It March is specifically focused. There's a number of us in the description, and coming up more closer to March, we'll announce who's in the collaboration, but I am one of them. And we're each going to have a day. And so, like, my day's going to be Friday. So every Friday I'm going to do a recipe using canned or preserved foods from my pantry. So fun. And that is something to look forward to. And again, Lisa, being awesome Lisa, is going to have an amazing prize giveaway at the end of Make It March. So that's super cool. So now, all of that done, I'm going to tell you about last week. I did the video on Monday of the shelf-stable milk, and a lot of people, it was interesting to me how many people said they did not know the difference between dry milk and instant dry milk and things. So I'm glad I was able to help. I feel like I helped people understand the different types. A lot of people use that package, the liquid milk that you can get at Dollar Tree. A lot of people use that for all kinds of things, which I love that. Using evaporated milk, I think a lot of people don't use that, but it's actually can work out cheaper, I think, than regular milk, and it's really good in things like macaroni and cheese. In fact, I have a recipe coming up, because I said I would do some recipes using those milks. Make sure, like, things like your macaroni and cheese, like, so creamy, and cheese sauce and stuff like that. So I did that video, and that was a lot of fun. Shelf stable. And then, oh, the Oregon coast whale. I was actually really concerned, and I talked to a couple of my other friends like Prepper Potpourri and Lisa at Sutton's Days and stuff. I asked, do you think that's good? Because I was worried because, you know, it's a dead whale, and I was really worried about showing. That's why I opted not to show the whole thing. But I was so amazed at seeing those baleen plates in the mouth. Like, people don't see that. And that actually turned out really good. People were super interested in it, and it generated some really good conversation about that. But yeah, it was an interesting thing. And sometimes when I see things like that, I just want to do a video on it because, it's just cool to see. So I did the Oregon coast whale. I was a little bit worried about that, but it turned out fine. Oh, and then the other thing, yesterday, the paper piecing blocks. All of my blocks, I showed you how I was doing that paper piecing. Where's my book? Oh, I don't have my book right here. Anyway, how I'm putting together my quilt with paper piecing. And here's the quilt top. I got to show you. I'm so excited. So I have the whole thing. Look at that. There's my quilt. I'm so proud of it. Look, all the little points match. Oh, I'm so proud of it. But now I've got to do the backing. So I did the paper piecing blocks video so that you could see that. And then I'm looking at my list. So now tomorrow is the video of how I put that together, like how I did the strips. I did the blocks together in a long strip, and then I put those strips together. So I did that for you. Well, it's for me because it's my quilt. But you know what I'm making this quilt for? So many people say, oh, you never do anything with a quilt. My attitude is I want to make quilts that are going to get used. So this one is a nice length. It's like 50, I want to say like 52 or 50 something by 60 something. So it's rectangle. And I am actually making this to take when we go on picnics, to put on the top of a picnic bench when we're a picnic table and we have picnics, because I love to go on picnics, but you never know what's been there. So I always want to cover the top of it, and I just think this will be cute. So I am using this scrappy quilt as a picnic table topper. So I intend to make quilts that are going to be used. So I don't think I'm good enough to make a quilt that would be considered a piece of art, but there are some, like down at my little shop where I go, the Electric Hospital, there's stuff on the wall that would just blow your mind. Anyway, so that's that. So tomorrow there will be the putting it together video. And now I went and bought the stuff for the binding and the backing and the fleece. So we'll put that rest together. So that's coming up. What's happening? Next one. Oh, the shelf stable one video that I did for February. I'm using the milk. I did that video about the milk, and I'm using the milk to make a really, really yummy thing. So you really want to check that out. So that is going to be the first Tuesday. Shelf stable milk collaboration video. And then Brian cuts firewood, so I did a little video that's coming up next week. He's got this cool little tool, and he puts logs in there and it cuts kindling, which I need because I can never start a fire without a whole bunch of kindling pieces. So I did a little video on that. And then I did a video on this. Look at this cute little slippers that I made out of an old pair of jeans. And I like these, oh, I need to cut those off. These are super fun for me. I will wear them when we go on a road trip or like on the airplane. I hate to wear shoes. I am just never been a shoe fan. Ugh, I hate shoes. So anyway, I always like to have something that I put on my feet when we're on a long road trip in the car, or if we take an airplane ride. So I wanted to show you guys how to make these super cute slippers out of an old pair of jeans. And the inside is flannel and it's super comfy. But another thing I like about these, because I don't like to drive with shoes on. I don't like to use my presser foot for my sewing machine, because I feel like I need to feel what's under my foot. And the thing I like about these is they're soft enough that they keep my foot warm. And I can still use those like pedal and the sewing machine presser foot. It keeps it easy. So that's coming up. That made me think. I'm looking. That made me think. These are some ideas. So when I can and stuff, I like to wear a bandana, especially my hair is getting long. I need to get it cut. But I used this when I was cleaning out the garage and stuff because I like to keep my hair back. So I thought I'll make some bandanas. So I came in and I made like this one. I made this one out of scrap fabric. So I made this, but then I had this idea because the tie, I don't like to tie. You get your hair caught in there and it bothers me. I invented a thing. It's a bandana with elastic. So you just put it on, like put it on and flip it up, and the elastic is tiny elastic. So I might show how to make that because that's clever. And I'm going to put that on today because I'm going to be busy girl in the kitchen today. Let's see what I got going on. This week's going to be kind of cool, but I did a video recently of canning chicken, the chicken that we got, and I have thought out some more. And so many people asked on the last one, because it was all chicken breasts, can you do dark meat? Yes, you can. So I actually got the big box of thigh meat, and that's all ready to go. So today I'm going to can chicken thighs. So I'm going to do 20 pounds of chicken thighs, and then I have another 20 pounds of chicken thighs and 60 pounds of chicken breasts. So I'm going to take the 20 and the extra 20 later. Today I'm only doing the thighs, but I'm going to do the chicken thighs and chicken breasts combined. I'm going to do like 40 pounds of that, and then the rest of the chicken breast. But I thought I would do a video. I realize it's redundant because you can only can chicken one way, but it'll just be dark meat. So I'm going to do that today. That's because the chicken's ready to be canned. So I'm going to do that. Let me look. Okay, I'm canning chicken blood. And also, since I'm going to be in the kitchen, I told you guys last week I want to do some spice blends. I still have my stuff out ready to go, but last week was busy. So I think I'll do that while I'm in the kitchen while that stuff is canning. Why not? You're just going to hear the little of the canner in the background. So I might do those. I got to do the quilt backing. That should be something that I will be making a video of for the future. And yesterday we went to the Oregon Coast Aquarium. And I did it. It's really a cool aquarium. So I did some of that. I like to do some of our little outings. So that should be a video coming up in the next week or two. And so exciting. On Tuesday, we're having our master bathroom changed out. So we already have a bathroom downstairs. It's a full bathroom with a bathtub. And the master bathroom has a bathtub. And Brian and I had both in our lives taken care of a number of family members who either became older, clearly, I mean like our folks, or disabled, like my folks, or my sister. You know, it's like you need to make considerations for that if you're thinking about it. And we've decided, at one time we didn't know if we would live here forever, but we probably are gonna. So we decided the bathroom, the master bathroom, has a bathtub. So on Tuesday they're gonna remove the tub and put in one of those big walk-in showers with a bench. So we have a bathtub. You always want to have a bathtub in your house. So we still have a bathtub, but this is going to make a much easier and accessible shower. Just nice, but in the future it would make it easier as we get older, or if one of us should become disabled. So we're kind of making a plan, but that's Tuesday. Plumbers are going to be here redoing that. And then I'm looking, I think I have all my stuff covered for this video. So there you have it. That was a lot. And this is actually a really long Saturday Happenings video, but I had a lot going on. And then I don't know what else, but you know, there's always something in my mind. You know, Brian was saying the other day, like I just come up with a subject and he's like, what? Where do you get that from? And then we were watching, I was telling a couple people this, we were watching TV and there was one of those commercials. It's like 2022 in 30 seconds. And it's like boom, 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 all the pictures. And all of a sudden I was like, hey, that's it. That's my mind. Just constant thoughts. And then a friend of mine from our food group, she was telling me that she had heard a thing one time that says women's minds oftentimes are like just a ball of wire that constantly has some sort of an electrical current. And sometimes guys' minds are like a garage with subjects in boxes, and they're looking at a box and don't bother them with another box until they've closed this box, and then they move on. That may not be typical, but that is clearly what happens in my house. Brian is in the garage looking in boxes, and I am just constantly going, which is kind of fun. So it's never boring, that's for sure. Car rides are interesting because there's a lot of subjects that get covered in car rides that are just crazy, but it's fun. So anyway, there you have it.
Trying to rationalize your behavior?
Yeah, I'm trying to rationalize my behavior. Oh, he heard it. Anyway, so were you cutting wood?
Yeah.
Say hi. There he is. All right. I got to go can some chicken thighs. and then do some spice blends videos. And there's 2 spice blends I want to do. One is like, I think Moroccan, and then another one I think is Indian. Like, I'm going international on my spices. So fun. All right, you guys, you know, I appreciate you being here, and thanks so much. It's just, I totally appreciate every one of you that take your time out to come and watch me. All right, 20 minutes gone. Get busy. Have a good day. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.